You are live with Dr. Chapa. Hey, good morning, good day. Wherever you're tuning in from, you are live with Dr. Chapa, baby. Come on. I'm excited to bring to you another great health and wellness education series on bowel health, waste elimination, detoxification. Guys, it is so important that you get a grip on the concepts of detoxification in the 21st century, because people are not getting healthier out there. People are absolutely positively suffering more and more with symptom patterns they were not genetically born with. Everything from brain fog to fatigue to ADD symptoms. They're not capable of making it through the day on water or healthy herbal teas. They have to use rocket fuel, caffeine, stimulants, or energy drinks of all sorts. They're addicted to sugars, making it looking for the candy jar at their neighborly desk. So guys, I want you to realize that when you turn your bowels to the engine of metabolism that they are, you will produce more B vitamins, you'll have more stable brain chemistry, you will have a more robust detox efficiency state, your body won't hold on to trash, waste, and debris. It is a win-win for you. And so bowel reset and waste elimination is critical and key, and we're gonna dive into it tonight. I literally am into the month right now teaching another group of followers how to detox the liver, the lymph, the bowels, the kidneys, and all aspects of brain chemistry will improve for these people. They will see weight loss. They will see mental energy and vitality come back to their bodies, and they're going to love how they feel at the end of it. Bowel elimination is an easy way to start on the journey and get rid of trash that doesn't belong. So without further ado, if you've got questions, comments, concerns, ask. This is for you. This is why I do these things and teach these classes. And if you are curious on how to take your health to the next level, go to justlivewell.com. You can fill out our new patient paperwork, get onto our surveys. You can go to drchapawellness.com. You can go right into our master's class series and get to the detox program yourself. So we're going to be talking tonight about how to take your health up a notch. So I'm just really excited to bring you the foundations of detox with proper elimination. It starts with you. It's your life. It's your health. It's your choice. For sure, that's a truth that you can take it to the bank. And when you grab that nugget and you realize that it is your choice, guess what's going to happen? You're going to feel better and better day in and day out. And I really want you to know that it's your life, your health, your choice, and you don't have to suffer anymore. Why detox starts in the bowels? Well, see, the bowels do something pretty amazing. This picture is essentially like, it looks like a sea anemone, right? But really that's the square footage and surface area of your gut lining. It's a very active environment. It's very critical. If things get stuck in there, if things hide in there, it's easy. If you could play hide and seek in a cornfield, right? This is a cornfield, and if there's trash, waste, and debris that are supposed to be being prevented from getting through, but you got kinks in the line, or you got toxic holes, leaky gut, permeability issues, that gut lining becomes a weak link in your health chain. And so that gut lining is critical and, without a doubt, absolutely positively the foundation for good health for people. So the body cannot detox properly if waste is not leaving the body. So interesting thing about your bowels. Bowels, they digest food, they absorb food, they manufacture nutrients like B vitamins and neurotransmitters. They also eliminate waste, right? They detox and then they eliminate waste. But if they aren't doing those systems well, if any one of those 5 systems breaks down, you will see symptom patterns that you weren't genetically born with begin to manifest. The body cannot detox properly if waste is not leaving properly. Open the drainage pathways first. When you drain the swamp, you got a place to put the other junk. Detox becomes effortless, becomes more efficient. And most people that have health challenges today, they have just congested detox pathways. Their swamp is dirty. Their sewer systems are clogged. Your bowels are one of the body's primary detox pathways. And if there was only one system to detox in the body, and you detoxed and cleaned out your gut lining effectively, and that could be many different ways to go about doing that. But if you cleaned it out effectively, your bowels would turn to a vacuum. That vacuum then would suck trash out of your liver, out of your lymphatics, out of your brain, out of your heart, out of your blood to the elimination pathways, and then you would see your body not feel sluggish anymore. Its toxins would not recirculate. They would not get into your brain. Your body would repair, recover. You would sleep like a baby, literally all night long. Not those kind that toss and turn. We love those too, but definitely would want everybody sleeping. And your body will begin to become a metabolic engine, firing on all these cylinders, and you will figure out how to live your best life all the days of your life. And lifespan will ultimately become your peak span. Your peak span will become your lifespan, and you will live your best. But why this matters is natural detox should happen day in and day out. But if it isn't happening day in and day out well, things start getting overloaded. So we want to reduce the toxic burden when the bowels are clean. That happens. We want to improve digestion and nutrient absorption. A lot of times people are basically sick because they're malnourished. They're minerally deprived. Their body can't break down nutrients from food. By the way, food digestion is the most violent sport on the planet. Taking a hamburger and turning it into a pile of poo is legit chemistry. It is wild how intense this process is. Helping lower inflammation and making sure that every energy pathway is supported mentally and at the cellular level in the mitochondria. Common signs when your elimination systems are backed up. You're not getting results on a program. You're feeling bloated, constipated, sluggish. You happen to go to the bathroom, you're not feeling like you're getting it all out, you're unsatisfied. That's a classic. When you're overloaded, your brain hurts. You're fatigued. When you're overloaded, your skin breaks out. You get rashes, you get pimples, you have bad breath. I mean, that poor lady's like checking her breath, right? Headaches, low energy, classic. When you have temple or headaches, like the guy in the picture, metal chemical issues are building up. If it's in the sinuses, it's infection. If it's in the base of the head, it's digestion. We can literally determine where your body is toxic based on symptom patterns. Poor sleep, sugar cravings, inflammatory issues, body hurts, what I call arthritis, or many people call arthritis. Dr. Chapa here rather calls it arthrongus, because there's nothing rightus about it, man. You can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect your body to perform like it's supposed to. When your body is overloaded, the symptoms show up in these areas, which is why it's so difficult to diagnose where the problem is, because the source of the issue is at the same spot, but look at it manifesting for many different people in these different areas. Some people are bloated, some people can't sleep, some people crave, some people are moody, some people have psoriasis, some people have brain fog and headaches. So it just depends on where your body's break is in the chain. The way I kind of look at it is, if the digestive tract was 30 miles and we were looking at mile markers, it's only 30 feet, but let's just call it mile marker 16, bloating and constipation. Mile marker 18 may be breakouts and bad breath. Mile marker 3 might be brain fog and fatigue. So it just, where's the kink in the line, and where's the inflammation, and where are your symptoms showing up? That's kind of how you want to look at this and why it shows up the way it does. Primary goals of the bowel reset system. We focus on encouraging toxic release. We've got to get the toxins out. We use binders for that. We use fiber for that. We use detox pathways, do herbology to help encourage bowel elimination. That sometimes is the push. We want to drive toxins out. Sometimes that's the pull. We want to bind and suck trash out. Sometimes we want to increase lymphatic flow to back pressure, making sure, hey, sometimes people have a blood pressure issue or a bowel issue because they have a blood pressure issue. Their blood pressure runs too low. So we always are really curious about full functional physiology, and how do we get full function physiology to work for the person. We prepare the body for deep level detox by making sure the bowels are open and clean. We don't want to push the body into a liver detox if the bowels aren't cleansing. If the bowels are cleansing well, the liver has a better chance of functioning on its own well. Then when we ask it to do a little phase 1, phase 2 detox, which is essentially the chemistry of converting fat-soluble compounds that we store in our brain, our fat cells, or our joints, and then we metabolize it into something water-soluble, through a process called the cytochrome P450 system to something that we can pee out, excrete, poop out, the excretion rate, sweat out, breathe out, and get out of the body, essentially. You have to go through that process so that we can get the system running clear and clean. Improve bowel regularity, support hydration, enhance digestion, reduce inflammation, and I'm telling you, your bowels are the ticket. You get the bowels right, everything gets better for you. You create a healthier internal working environment. Your body will heal more efficiently day in and day out. So here's some of the nutritional strategies that we work on. 70% vegetables, 30% fruit. I mean, that's this side of it. And of course, I much easily talk about the protein intake. My daughter and I were just talking about Asian cultures oftentimes eat smaller portions, higher protein concentrations, and they have a healthier lifespan, peak span. Interesting. They don't have the weight issues that we have in the United States. So essentially, what we find is when we get the protein fiber balance in check, we start to see the body eliminating very well. We can use fibers, insoluble fibers, to help clean out the digestive tract, pushing trash along. And I had a patient just this evening at a class that I was teaching that literally was eating too much, well, I don't want to say eating too much protein, but she started on a detox program, was eating added protein, which should be beneficial, but unfortunately her body began to get constipated. And that's, she was dumping too much trash through her system, cleansing, which is great, except she didn't have the bowel elimination. So we had to clean the bowels. I had another lady ask on a detox program, what can I had all this knee surgery and it didn't go so good. The recovery wasn't too good. I had these rashes and all these issues. What do I mitigate or limit the detoxes and things coming back? And we have to make sure that we do a pre-prep bowel cleanse in order to prepare her body for detoxification of the liver. And we would use some fiber, mineral-rich greens, hydrating foods. Many people are just constipated and their bowels don't run because they're flat out constipated. I literally watched this video one time of a mentor of mine that's a food scientist literally just eat an entire watermelon. And I literally just watched the video because I was kind of like, is he really gonna just make a video him eating a watermelon? Surely nobody's gonna watch. Well, I watched the whole video of him just watching the sun, beam down on the outside wilderness with his dog and watermelon. I was thinking, I wish I was there with him. But his point was we need to eat foods that are hydrating our bodies and not dehydrating our bodies. Anti-inflammatory nutrition, like things that have rich, dense nutrient load on the body so that it can heal and recover. Fiber helps bind toxins and it supports healthy bowel movements. And, I go back to people all the time on which diet, keto, which diet, carnivore, which diet, Mediterranean. Really, a grain-free diet is really the best diet. You don't need the grains at the level that you're consuming them. You're overeating them. You're still buying into the old food pyramid that says you need 7 to 11 servings of grains every day. No, you don't. Water helps move waste through the system. So the simple act of drinking more fluids day in and day out is a really powerful, awesome thing to do. So before I even hit the ground running in the morning, I've had salt, electrolytes, and about 32 ounces of water. I put some creatine and I put some of the collagen force, which you can go to shop.justlivewell.com and find some of these products. But I will put creatine force, collagen force, electrolytes from a company called Ultima Refresher, and I will from the wellness company Premier Research Labs, and I literally use that to electrify or energize my body within the first 20 minutes of being awake. Every morning. I wake up at 5 and that's what I do. By the time I take my dogs for a walk and back around the block inside of another 20 minutes, so within 40 minutes of waking up, and sometimes before then, but with 20 to 40 minutes of waking up, you should have a big bowel movement every day. And if you don't, you're slow. Your bowels are sluggish. You're building yourself into a constipation state. So we want to make sure that we're eating rich, dense foods. And that's essentially foods without a food label. So be encouraged that you can do this. You just got to learn these practices. And I really want people to get the sleep habits, my morning routine habits down. That way when they're eating during the day, the food is really supportive of what we're doing to help recover, regenerate, and activate their parasympathetic rest and digest system and to prepare them for the day so that their body heals well and digests well and nourishes itself well. Foods to focus on: leafy greens. Some of the foods is broccoli and Brussels and cruciferous. Leafy greens, so these are healthy and wonderful. Cucumbers and celery. There was, the big craze a bit where everybody was drinking celery juice because of all of its anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer properties and basically anti-all disease properties. Hey, I'm a firm believer that when you put celeries and things like that in, it flushes the kidneys and is very helpful. Flax seeds, apples, berries, lemon water, teas, herbal teas, all very useful and nourishing on the cleansing front. Benefits: it gives you more hydration from food sources, provides antioxidants and helps decrease inflammation in the body, improves digestion and enzymatic activity, and supports the healthy microbiome so that you have good, healthy gut lining support, helping reduce further the inflammatory cascade that people are dealing with. So simple daily habits that support cleansing. Okay, warm water every day. Waking up, I want to make sure that we have this covered. I just gave you this is a technique people use, is they do turmeric and warm water, lemon in their water in the morning, some ginger maybe, or you can just do my salt, creatine force, collagen force, and electrolytes in water. It's really flavorful and delightful and amazing, and you're going to drink water. Make water fun, guys. I had this one kid come in and his mom was worried that he was drinking too much sparkling water because they bought one of those soda streams that carbonate the water. And I'm like, fine. If he's drinking more water, that's step one. And he still today does. And his body adjusts better. His skin is more radiant. His hair's more flowy. His body's performing better. The recovery's better in the gym. All things good because he's drinking more fluids. Where before, he was classically dehydrated, constipated, and had no real good appetite, was craving the wrong foods. Increasing water intake throughout the day. So 1 liter of water per 50 pounds of body weight. 1 liter of water per 50 pounds of body weight is our goal. So this will help immensely make sure that you have a goal to set every day to get your water intake where it needs to be. Gentle bowel massage. What is that? Hey, you know what? Best massage I ever had was a bowel massage. By manipulating the liver, the stomach, and the intestines, your system will be absolutely positively enhanced at all levels. So I cannot encourage a healthy bowel activity massage. You could even get a TENS unit, get some pads big enough to put on your abdomen and let it just put energy into that tissue, and I promise you, you'll digest better and system will purge trash better. Herbal digestive teas, light movement after meals, all good things to activate your system so that your body is literally cleansing on its own without you doing a detox, which is essentially what it should be doing day in and day out. If you're eating real foods without a label, if you're drinking and hydrating well, if your electrolytes are up, minerals are up, you're doing these things like what you're supposed to, you will literally form better day in and day out. And then when you do an absolute detox, you get a deeper corrective detox than you would have otherwise. So it's just important to practice these things, not to be perfect, but to practice these things day in and day out. And when you create enough small daily habits, they become, the micro habits lead into exponential habits. So let's keep the transformation happening long term. Very powerful. Foods and habits to avoid. Foods, so anything, cookies, candies, cakes, ice cream, big time. Processed foods, dairy products, garbage. Fried foods, absolutely an irritant to the system. Alcohol, poison to the body and the cells therein. Excessive amounts of caffeine will dehydrate you, demineralize you, and refined sugars will inflame you. You've got to get this right. And you go, Chop, that doesn't sound like any fun. Yeah, but neither does having a major disease, right? You've got to recognize it's your life, your health, your choice. And if you're feeding the disease process, don't be shocked when disease shows up knocking at your door. I want you to slam the door shut and say, heck no, we won't go. I don't want you to get sick. I want you to be the ounce of prevention's worth a pound of cure mentality and be proactive. Pluck the weeds of disease out when they're simple symptoms, not when they're advanced diagnostic disorders. Why do we need to avoid these? Foods may contribute to inflammation, sluggish digestion. Sluggish digestion leads to toxicity. Toxicity creates stress on your blood sugar, and the blood sugar then feeds more infection, so it's a perpetuating cycle. The bugs then start adding to your toxic load and burden, and then the gut begins to deteriorate, and again, now we're back to square one. Toxins, toxins, toxins. So how do we support this? Well, magnesium, great way. Magglycinate to help the bowels or the heart, cardiovascular function. Magthionate to help put you into a deep parasympathetic state and still activate those smooth muscles to be more proactive. Probiotics at bedtime to keep you in a deep sleep and manufacturing the right neurotransmitters to keep your body into a deep slumber and a high neurotransmitter active day the next day. So what you do, how you sleep tonight determines how your brain and body are going to perform tomorrow. Digestive enzyme supplementation all day, every day. With the amount of processed food, junk food, seed oils that people get into when they go out to eat, if you're not putting enzymes in with every meal, you potentially are missing an opportunity to maximize digestion, protect yourself from, inflammatory foods that you don't even realize you're eating. Because look, everybody that goes out to eat gets exposed to toxins. Okay, B vitamin complex. Man, we've got to make sure that you could start your day with a good methylated B to maximize methylation cycles in your detox pathways, as well as activate mitochondrial activity to produce more adenosine triphosphate, or what? ATP, or what? Cellular energy money. I want you to have tons of cellular energy money so that you have tons of reserves to pull on to get through your day in and day out. So supplementation is just a natural part of what I do. And people go, man, you put people on too many pills. Maybe, but the problem is people are really sick when they come in. So I have to hook up like multiple tow trucks to pull them out of the rut they're in. And I do want to build people a nighttime program because I want them sleeping deep, and the world's not set up with Wi-Fi and blue light and all the different things that people are using to keep their house lit up like Fort Knox. They're not sleeping well. And so if they're not sleeping well, they're not healing well. If they're not healing well, their aging inflammatory wise is going up excessively. They're on the accelerated aging curve. Got to get you off that aging curve, man. We got to get you on the fast track to health and wellness and vitality. And the way we do that is leveraging simple concepts like I just shared with you. So this is exciting to know that it's your life, your health, your choice, and these are things you can do to maximize the importance of your life. You fix your gut, you fix your life. Okay, so in the old days, the Socrateses of the world, the Aristotles of the world said, if you can name a thing, you can control a thing. When there's disease, look to the gut. When there's disease, look to the spine. Well, interesting. The neurological system, your brain and spinal cord, and your gut lining are neurological centers. The brain-gut connection is so robust and so powerful that when you get this right, you control microorganisms. And when you control microorganisms, you have health and vitality and lifespan, peak span at your grasp. Your gut microbiome impacts everything: your digestion, your mood, your immunity, your inflammatory cycles, your detox pathways, and growth hormone support. Healthy habits for better microbiome is eating rich fibrous foods and staying hydrated, like we mentioned earlier. And so, this isn't hard to get. Somehow it's not simple. How do we make this more easy? Well, first we just start with, what do you eat every day? Inventory what you eat. Let's see how much sugar you put in, how much processed food you put in, how much grains do you put in. And when you realize that you're overindulging in these foods, you will literally see that you can right now, today, make a change. So I challenge you, for the next 7 days, let's inspect everything that crosses those lips, everything that you put in your mouth. What are you eating, and inventory it and see how much protein, how much fat, how much carb, how many starchy carbs, how many grain carbs versus vegetable carbs. Let's be real scientists about this, and let's evaluate how we're performing food-wise. Let's see what our stress level is. If you're on a 0 to 10 scale, your stress is a 7, you're nervous or overwhelmed. And then a 7 or 8 would be more like nervous. 8 would be anxiety. 9 would be, so 7 is overwhelmed. 8 is nervous. 9 is anxious. 10 is panic. That's how you kind of measure the stress scale. If you're stressed out 7 days a week, that's a problem. If it's 5 days a week, that's a problem. Heck, really even 1 day a week is a problem. But we understand things happen. And so do you have stress management resources. That could be herbal tools like I use, ashwagandha, holy basil, rhodiola, romania, all kinds of different resources. How do I sleep at night? If you're waking up at night and staring at the ceiling and wondering why, you have a sleep issue. If you wake up at night to pee, then you can't stop. Or if you wake up and you can't go back to bed, you're tossing and turning and getting in a fight with your pillow. That's an indication that the body is not putting you into a deep sleep state. You're not getting that brain gut rehab that needs to happen each and every day. So I really just want to encourage you to assess where your body is and how it's performing, and watch what happens as you continue going forward on this journey. What we want you to remember is proper elimination is foundational for detox. Fiber helps remove toxins. Hydration supports every tissue detox pathway. Gut health impacts the entire body. We want to teach you how to re-inoculate the right tissues, how to eliminate trash, waste, and debris, and to get rid of the challenges that are plaguing you by making small, daily, long-term impacts on your wellness game. Healing starts when the body can properly eliminate waste day in and day out. Guys, this is what I want you to remember. It's your life, your health, your choice. You can do this. And if you want to continue the journey with us, which I hope you do, because I love teaching, I love sharing, and these simple tools are truly simple. Keep it simple, they say. And when you keep it simple, when you proactive early in the process, guess what happens? You win. So the detox program is set up so that you have functional wellness patterns in place for long-term peak activity. Detox pathways need to be stimulated 42 days a year, even more in some cases if you have symptoms or if you're on medications. Gut health is critical in your health and wellness longevity. Hormone balance happens when you have a healthy digestive tract and liver balance. The liver impacts the hormones greatly. Energy and metabolism will be more efficient, more sustainable, more lasting, more real. You won't need rocket fuel to get through your day if you are using right resources and tools of detox in your year, in your month, in your quarters. And there's rhythms of life. That's my word of the year. Rhythms of life brings detox into a balanced, rhythmic, active lifestyle. It helps you know when, hey, it's time to detox. It's time to cleanse. That's why I do a 21-day detox twice a year. I do a gallbladder flush once a year. I do fasting routines, intermittent fasting routines. There's all kinds of tools that we use with respect to when and how we eat as we go through the inspection of a person's health. And we figure out what's the next best right step for them in order to move forward for a sustainable lifestyle habits matter. So if you will take your phone out, and if you will use the QR code right here, and if you will click that QR code, it will take you to our master's class. And our master's class is designed to take it to the next level. We want you to learn deeper tools and resources on how to live better, be better, and stay better, one bite at a time, one detox at a time, one nutritional plan at a time. So we know that you can live better, be better, and stay better. So make sure that you're dialed into us. Follow us on all of our social media platforms. Say hi, stay tuned in, and thank you so much for joining us. Share this message with your friends, family, loved ones. Your body was designed to heal. It's your life, your health, your choice. Age is only a number. Symptoms that we're not genetically born with should be going away if you're playing the right game. If you're not getting the results you want, please go to justlivewell.com. Go to drchapawellness.com. Participate in what we are doing, and you won't regret it. You're in for a treat when you choose to live your best, be your best. So this is the QR code. We'll see you next Monday. Every Monday night, we bring you a new live class because we want you to feel like you've got a consistent message on how to live better, be better, stay better, one bite at a time. Guys, I'm so grateful, so thankful that you tuned in, and I'm excited to be on this wellness journey with you. May the Lord bless you forever, and may you be blessed in all that you do. See ya on the flip side. And remember, Dr. Chapa loves you.